Every corner in motorsport hides a secret, one invisible line that separates the fast from the fastest. It's called the racing line, the path that turns the same piece of tarmac into 1,000 different possibilities. All about the racing line. Whether you're in Formula One, karting, or sim racing, understanding how and why the line works is what makes you quicker, safer, and more consistent. Today, we'll break down the fundamentals of racing lines, how they shape speed, grip, and performance. Let's start with the basics. A larger radius curve always allows higher speed. Why? Because the car doesn't have to turn as sharply, which means less lateral load and more grip. But that grip isn't just about the tires, it's a mix of downforce, suspension, and traction, all combining to keep the car balanced between two forces: lateral friction, pulling it toward the corner's center, and momentum trying to push it outward. At any given speed, the radius you can hold through a corner is defined by your available grip. Push faster, and you need a larger radius. That's why the fastest line through a simple, single radius corner is a geometric one, entering from the outside, clipping the inside apex, and unwinding back out to the outside on exit. It's the smoothest possible arc through the corner, keeping momentum alive. Now, let's talk about the apex. It's the innermost point a car brushes past on its line, the heartbeat of every corner. In theory, the perfect apex sits right in the middle of the corner, producing a symmetrical path in and out. That's the geometric apex. But in racing, the goal isn't to be perfect through one corner, it's to be fast over the whole lap, and that changes everything. A late apex means braking later, turning later, and straightening the car sooner on exit. You sacrifice a bit of corner entry speed, but you gain crucial acceleration onto the straight that follows. It's especially powerful in slow corners, because the slower you are, the more time you spend accelerating, and the bigger the reward for a better exit. An early apex, on the other hand, favors corner entry speed. It's useful when one corner immediately leads into another, and you need to set up position for what comes next. Corners rarely exist alone. Sequences like Maggots and Beckett's or Suzuka's S's reward rhythm, not just raw grip. Here, drivers think ahead, compromising one turn to nail the next. Often, they'll use an early apex on the first turn and a late apex on the last, to launch cleanly onto the following straight. In wet conditions, everything changes. The wet racing line is wider, avoiding the rubbered-in dry line that becomes dangerously slick in the rain. By moving offline, drivers find fresher, rougher tarmac, which can have up to 20% more grip. Watch Max Verstappen at Brazil 2016, Turn 3, dancing around cars that could barely stay on track. That's the power of grip beyond the obvious. Even with worn tires, drivers might adopt a wider, smoother line, a karting approach that preserves momentum instead of forcing traction that isn't there. Of course, theory only gets you so far. Every circuit brings its own quirks, bumps, camber, elevation changes, and curbs that can help or hurt you. A line that's perfect at Monza, wide entries, straight exits, would destroy your lap at Monaco, where the walls leave no room for error. Even in the same corner, the racing line can shift depending on whether you're attacking or defending, as drivers adjust angles and braking to position themselves for the next move. Understanding the line to own the lap. So next time you're watching onboard footage, don't just focus on the speed, study the lines. Notice where drivers turn in, how long they hold the steering, and when the car straightens out, experiment with wider entries in low grip corners. And when it rains, remember, the best grip might not be on the line everyone else is using. Mastering racing lines isn't about memorizing a shape. It's about understanding why the fastest line works. And once you do, every corner becomes an opportunity to go faster. If you're enjoying and learning something, please like and subscribe, and put a question in the comments section below.